In this book, Nancy gets directions to a business in Washington. I was surprised to learn the directions are accurate. Sort of. The address doesn't exist in real life, but the directions lead directly to where the address would be. As the book says, there is a one-story brick building at this location. I'm guessing the author lived there, and there's a police car out front! I hope nobody got arrested for out-of-control writing.
Argo Font Book Review, Argo Font Book Review.
Nancy and Ned are going on a ski vacation in Washington State. On the flight there, they meet Kara and Alex Wheeler, who run a mountain climbing business. When the airline loses their ski equipment, Nancy and Ned decide to sign up for a mountain climbing vacation instead. They're just in time for a mystery. Someone breaks into the office, steals a lot of gear, and leaves a threatening note for Kara. Alex says somebody's been sabotaging their company for a month. There have been a number of incidents, which Nancy won't bother to investigate. The only suspect Kara can think of is Anne Boyle. Anne might be holding a grudge because Kara beat her in the competition to be the #1 female climber in America. That was 4 years ago. Kara dropped out of the sport to have a baby, but now the baby's in preschool, so Kara can definitely go back to being a full-time, world-class athlete. As a parent, I'm not a fan of the idea that you don't need to spend any time with your kids once they're old enough for school. What is Kara planning to do when school closes for the summer? Logan Miller is Alex's best friend and business partner. He got a climbing sponsorship, so he's leaving the business next month. Sue Chung is the receptionist, who's excited because the upcoming trip will complete her official guide certification. Hank Moody is a moody man. He runs his own mountain climbing business. He doesn't like the competition. Alex gets into a car accident after the culprit sabotages Kara's car. Both Anne and Hank are angry and offended when Nancy asks them for alibis. Anne's alibi is quickly disproven. Nancy gets a threatening phone call, and she has dinner with Ned. He gets mad when she talks about the case. She gets mad when he talks about Kara. "Why did you spend all day with another woman, Ned?" Ned gets so mad at this, he leaves the dining room. Imagine how much madder he'd be if he knew Nancy dated and kissed a guy in the previous book. Nancy's not a terrible girlfriend today, though. It takes her about a page to realize she messed up. She finds Ned, and they quickly apologize. A woman named Lisa signs up for the climbing trip at the last minute. She claims she's done a lot of climbing in other countries, but she keeps forgetting where. She also lies about how long she's been in town. Everyone gets a brief mountain climbing class. They learn how to stop if you're falling. They also learn how to build an anchor in case someone falls into a crevasse. According to the cover, that is going to happen, so it's good to prepare for it. This class is unrealistically brief. You need more than 10 minutes of prep to go from never climbed before to good enough to climb Mount Rainier in January. Nancy claims she and Ned have done serious climbing in the past. That did not happen in any of the previous books. Continuity! During the safety class, a rope snaps. Sue falls, and her shoulder is dislocated. It's not a good sign when the professionals are injured during safety camp. Anne takes herself off the suspect list with a really nice apology. Nancy breaks into Lisa's room and Hank's office. It looks like Hank paid to fly Lisa out here. Nancy half recognizes one of the kids in Hank's old photographs. Frustratingly, Nancy decides to ignore this big clue because she doesn't recognize the kid right away. Nancy is briefly locked in the office, but Ned lets her out through another door. The trip starts on page 100. The first day is all hiking, and they build snow caves for the night. Someone pushes Kara off a cliff when nobody else is looking. She screams, and the others pull her back up to safety. The climb continues until they reach a building where they spend the night. Hank Moody arrives with his partner. Lisa sneaks away to talk to them. Nancy overhears Lisa call him Uncle Hank. The next day, there's an avalanche. Lisa is so worried, she confesses everything. Hank is her uncle. He forced her to join this climbing expedition as a way to spy on the competition. She doesn't explain why she lied about climbing in other countries. Maybe she just wanted to look cool. Everyone returns to camp, except for Logan and Kara, who keep going to save Hank. Nancy tries calling for help, but the Rangers refuse to mount a helicopter rescue. The mystery is solved when Anne reveals Logan lied about his new job and his alibi. "Why didn't you mention that sooner, Anne?" Nancy realizes Logan's the culprit, he has major psychological issues, and he wants to kill Kara because he thinks her coming out of retirement will ruin his job. Alex and Nancy rush to stop Logan. They arrive just as Logan and Kara are fighting by a crevasse. Nancy uses her anchor training to stop Kara from falling, and she easily stops Logan's axe-wielding rampage with a single karate kick to the head. Ned arrives in a helicopter with the police and a ranger. Oh sure, the ranger refuses to help when Nancy asks, but when Ned asks, the ranger agrees. Ned convinced them to come by saying his girlfriend is a private investigator. He is so confident, I wouldn't be surprised if he did this regularly. "No, officer, I wasn't speeding. I was helping a private investigator." I find it humorous that the entire rescue was unnecessary. Hank easily descends the mountain on his own, because he is a professional climber. At the top of the mountain, Ned says Nancy's eyes are even better looking than the view. The end. Post-book follow-up. This book is so factually detailed, I have to believe the author has climbed Mount Rainier in real life. Some of the author's enthusiasm for mountain climbing leaks through the writing, which elevates the book beyond a generic sabotage mystery. Still, I think the author ran into the problem that there aren't many opportunities for mystery while mountain climbing. They're far away from every crime scene, so Nancy can't find new evidence. It doesn't seem like they talk much about anything during the climb. Since everyone's always together, there aren't opportunities for the culprit to sabotage Kara without getting caught. I had some trouble keeping track of the characters and motivations. There is a reporter from a climbing magazine who appears far more often than he needs to. I think that character could have been cut entirely. This is another book which might have been intended for the younger readers series, since it's fairly light on danger. Every time someone is in danger, they're in danger of falling. Yes, that is a major concern when mountain climbing, but the book could have varied up the death scenes a bit. I did like the book overall, but it's fairly generic for the series. After 100 books, I have a hard time caring whenever there's a cliffhanger where Nancy learns somebody lied, or somebody's almost going to catch her snooping. Oh no, she has to hide in time, and then she always does. I give Nancy Drew Files number 103, Heart of Ice, a 6 out of 10.